Hello and welcome to the 3D Death Drop Fantasy Show booking thing. I don't know what it is. New to me, new to my guest, Josh. And I think from now on it's Josh's actual show, so I'm just filling in for once. So I'll bring Josh the referee in.
There we go.
Hello.
It saved the last message and ignore that.
I know, but I have to do the introductions.
As far as I'm aware, this is mine. It's like my sort of control thing.
But we're doing Fastlane 2023, our fantasy booking compared to what they've booked. So
for us, that is at 1 o'clock on Sunday morning.
As always.
Yeah.
Hello there, Yamin.
Hello.
I hope I've said that right. I do apologise if not. How are you doing today? Me, I'm good. Josh, how about you?
I'm good.
Yeah, good. How about yourself, mate? Thanks for watching. So I'm just, I don't even know. I'm just going to run that along bottom. I don't know the cards off top of my head. We've got nothing here. I have got it in front of me though. That's on trusty phone, so that's the main thing. So how do you want to play this?
I would
Since
say
you're the referee.
Say we'll run it match by match.
Is that in that order we discussed
in
before?
The order that they've got it planned, who we think will win, and who we would make win, why, and then if there's any other ones would add.
So is the LWO versus the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley first, or is that the last match?
On the order, the order they've got it, it's the order of announcement wise. The way the order they've announced
Seth Rollins versus
that was the first one that they announced.
Right, we'll go from there then. So Seth Rollins or Seth freaking Rollins the Shinsuke Nakamura.
I was going to say, so it's Seth facing Seth, like.
No, I was doing it again. Can't deal with this, man.
Are you trying to play the game?
Learn it, bro. Learn it. Yeah, we've lost his viewer already. Hey.
Oh, sorry, I'm weird.
It's not you. It's like it's just this last minute booking thing, isn't it? Surely.
Right. Anyways,
but
that's
Seth Rollins or Seth freaking Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Your thoughts?
Right. So obviously the last match, I haven't watched it, but I heard it was really good.
It was brilliant.
I can imagine them putting on another banger as usual.
They put on an amazing show at last pay-per-view. No.
Realistically, I would want Shinsuke to win because he needs it. But I've got a feeling they're going to go Seth because they've decided that he's the guy and over.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair enough. He knows how to draw a crowd. But Shinsuke needs it more because you've got to capitalize on it. And Seth doesn't need that title in a way.
I get where you're coming from, but if they're going to drop Seth's, they need to drop Becky's as well.
Yeah, but see, I don't think.
Whereas
I wouldn't have given Becky the title.
They brought Becky in NXT to make the ratings just go through the roof. Let's be honest. They've used her as a tactical ploy to get more eyes on the show, which is brilliant. But why give her the title straight away?
Well, I wouldn't have given her the title. I would have had Tiffany retain it, even if cheatingly still get her to retain it.
Like for me, Becky Lynch is the goat of women's wrestling. In recent years,
Yeah,
don't quote me, you know what I mean. But in recent years, she is up there. She should be, in theory, in the
Hall of Fame
match coming
category in
up.
the future.
Oh, she's definitely a
She's
Hall of
definitely
Famer.
Hall of Fame caliber now.
But for me, she should be on the main roster with the WWE World Women's Championship match with Oscar Ayer and, well, we don't have to mention
Well,
other
even
because,
having a match against Rhea for Rhea's title,
oh yeah, either or
because
would be brilliant. But
that's one thing they haven't been doing, giving Rhea a chance to actually defend it.
yeah, they haven't really used her yet, have they?
Because see, that's what they tend to do. They tend to build somebody up really well, and then they don't give them like a load of chances to prove it.
Whereas I think Rhea as a working champion would be fantastic for the business.
Yeah.
You know, she can pull in a crowd on her own, let alone being part of Judgment Day. So
Well, having her, obviously before Liv got injured, have a match against Liv. You've got Becky. You've got loads of other people on that roster that you could easily put. Even like
yeah,
Indy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, like them, have give them a match
well,
to face.
That's what Becky wants, isn't it, Tegan?
Yeah.
Right, I'll be 2 seconds. So hold the show up for me. You do what you do best. Be 2 minutes.
Hmm. Right. So, like I said, I would probably make Shinsuke win because it made more sense to me. But a lot of, I believe they're gonna go Seth retaining because they've got loads of plans that I believe for other stuff. So I would have done so. But I would make Shinsuke win it because it's long overdue. But that's just me. Um, I'll have to wait until Simon comes back to get his verdict on it. But then what I'll do is I'll go to the next one, which is John Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy and Solo.
Back.
I'll
Have
let
you
you give your
moved on
verdict
already?
on. I'll let you give your verdict on the match.
Going off the brilliant match at the last pay per view, I think it'll be another banger, and you can't really ask for more than that. I think, if they're going to make this rivalry work, right, I think they need to drop it from Seth and let Nakamura take it for next two, and then bring Seth back in for the third one, if that makes sense. Like keep swapping it between them.
Yeah, see,
But getting the
I
better
don't
and
like that
better,
though.
but getting
It's
better matches
yeah.
out of it.
So like similar to like the Rock and Triple H in the early 2000s, like one wins, one month wins it, then loses it, then wins it back, and then lose, and then again, like or like John
Yeah,
Cena, Randy Orton.
but not if that makes sense. Like give them a good 2 months with it. See how
Do that,
the
but not
crowd
not as often.
react. Yeah. Plus, you need to see what the crowd's like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So drop it tomorrow. Give it Nakamura. See how the crowd reacts to it. If they think that's a massive thing, then run it
integrate
back,
somebody
but
else into the
let him
rivalry
win it
while
again.
he's still got the Seth one going on,
Yeah.
and then Seth
Like
comes back, wins it back.
yeah, and do it. You know how I would book these shows. I've spoke to you about it before, and not on this one, but last week we were
Yeah,
speaking, and I think there needs to be an element, like they need to somehow, some way bring back the PG, not PG, drop the PG, take it to 13, 15,
yeah,
and then use them because them two could get sadistic. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And turn it
They
into a
could go
proper.
that like extra bit, and then be like,
Yeah.
oh god, jeez.
Everyone will be like, "Whoa, what the hell?" sort of thing. And I think they could use that perfectly with them. Not only that, with Finn and Judgment Day as a whole. They
Yeah,
could use it. You know, there's some what would benefit, some wouldn't, obviously. But in this aspect, if you're going to keep running Seth and Ninsuke, you need to change it up and make it a bit more darker. Let them rip the shit out of each other, basically.
yeah.
And if they did that, I think the rivalry would be fantastic for years to come. Everyone will be talking about it, just like everyone's still talking about what happened with Mankind and, you know, Rock, and then them two
Yeah.
becoming Rock Connection, you know what I mean? Rock and the Sock Connection sort of thing. So it's up there. It could be one of those ultimate
It could
things. I
be like
can't,
one of them rivalries that everybody talks about, like when
yeah, unlike
in 20 years, people be like, oh, 20 years ago this great rivalry happened.
can you remember when this happened? And you'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, actually, I can. Whereas if you talk about, I don't know, Buddy Ollie, not Buddy Ollie, what's he called? Ollie, Molly Ollie's brother.
A hardcore
Not,
Holly.
yeah, that's it. Him meeting someone over Eddington, like walking away, it's like, oh, yeah, I can just vaguely make it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what wrestling to me is these days. It's like, meh, I can't really remember who's going to be on the cards or out like that. Whereas when I were really, really, really invested back in day, I could tell you exactly what minute fucking he hit him over head with a chair, and then what minute they, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah,
It
I'll
needs
just shut
to
up.
intrigue.
They need to basically move past the PG era. They need to bring it back to a darker, bit like AEW,
Yeah.
but less
But
dramatic, fucking slamming shit in his head like John Moxley sort of
yeah,
style.
and
That
yeah,
a bit,
and don't do 5 Canadian destroyers in one match.
you know, that's going a bit too out there. Just reel it in a bit, and it'll be perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts. Who's going to win it? I think it'll be Seth, unfortunately.
I
I
think
think
we'll go
it's.
Seth, but I want Nakamura to win. But
I think Nakamura's going to go all in, all out on his. Pardon the pun. I know I've just
see,
mentioned
he
AEW,
might
but
he might, because he's had one with AJ and he lost that one. He might be like, right, I've lost this, watch it back, and be like, right, let's do this differently. Because
but
it's like that
he's brought it up a
story.
few times about Seth's back.
Yeah, so he'll be targeting the back the whole time.
So his only focus is just targeting his back, which
Yeah.
if you're gonna go down that route, it's a bit mix it up, break his leg or something.
Well, he might like, so he'll probably target the back, but I'm saying, like, if he, like you're saying, if he goes for the leg, go for the leg, keep him down, and then he can't get up, and then he can keep going for the back and the leg at the same time.
Yeah, mix
He's
it
got
up,
more.
but it's
Plus,
got
if he
more
goes for the leg,
versatile.
and if he goes for the leg, it brings it back to when he injured his leg.
Like,
Because
yeah,
then he could sort of be like, oh, you know,
build the story.
you've reactivated me leg. Then Seth's out for a few months, comes back, and he's like, now I'm fully healed.
Yeah. So I ought to build something like that, but as it currently stands, I don't see it. Do you? Unfortunately.
But the way they've been going, no. If they do it like how we said, then it will probably like have it war games. He defends against somebody else, and then obviously you don't have a pay per view in December, but then have on the go home Raw, the end Raw, or the Raw after Seth comes back.
See, I would have Seth interfere and set it up from there for
Yeah,
the
and then for
December.
the Rumble.
Yeah, set it up from him interfering and be like, well, I cost you then. I'm just gonna, build from the story basically.
Yeah,
But as it is, WWE right currently as it stands, they're not going to do that, and it's a shame because they used to tell stories and be perfect. Now they just build a story up and then just cut it at last minute, just like that. It's gone, dusted. Like, we're still waiting on Elias's brother. Has he come out of his coma yet? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah. Is he
uh,
still with the company? Because his brother got sacked.
exactly. He didn't get on list. It wasn't. He
I
isn't
still want
gone.
Elrod
So
to appear.
so.
I still want to
But
know who's behind GTV.
yeah, I still want to know how Vince McMahon survived the limo. If I'm honest,
Yeah. I want to know who
from
tried to do it. Who tried to,
it were Rikishi.
No, Rikishi was so cold.
Oh yeah, well, wasn't it? So who did it
Just
then?
well,
Who tried to kill Vince?
the plan was for Mr. Kennedy to be. It was going to originally be Linda who had hired Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy. Right.
So,
Anyway, we're going off
anyways,
topic.
yes, right. Back where we were. Right.
So
John Cena
next one
and LA
is
Knight
John Cena, LA Knight versus the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa.
with Paul Heyman.
It don't specify Paul Heyman being there though.
Paul Heyman gets speared by Jimmy.
That would be cool, and it'll just set up another plot twist in the Bloodline storyline.
That
But
doesn't need to happen because the current twist is just stupid.
let's be honest,
I just
the
don't
run the
understand it.
course with the Bloodline. It just finished there, and then it came to a standstill when they got portrayed by both Sami and one of Usos. It just didn't make sense, both of them.
To me, when both the Usos turned on him, and then it led to that tag match, and then the SummerSlam match happened, it just didn't make sense for Jimmy to attack Jay. Because it's like, I'm out the bloodline, but my brother's going to follow, but now I want to take over from my brother. Why?
You should have done that a bit further down the line, like show that they're
like wait until like the
blowing apart sort of
Saudi
thing.
show or something.
But again, it's WWE's booking. WWE's how it's running at the moment is just shambles. Although the storylines are picking up a bit better, and they are slightly better than there was, and the bookings are getting better because you can tell that because I'm starting to get interested again. But currently, it's just like that doesn't make sense. Why didn't you use that for like who were it? One Dudley's. It were Hardy Boys. When they were both good, they were brilliant, and then you could tell there was something just bubbling under the surface, and then it just blew up, and then they would fight each other as singles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like
that
they saw the star in Jeff, but they didn't see like the main offender in Matt. And then that's what led to like the rivalry in like 2009 and that like, oh well no, and like you reached the mountain, I didn't.
But again, it's WWE and they do what they do best. Fuck everything up.
Yep. Anyways, I believe Cena and LA Knight going to win because they're not going to make John Cena lose. He'll probably pin Jimmy, or LA Knight will get the win, and then Cena's going to challenge him to a match because they're not going to turn Cena heel.
It would be cool if they did that.
If they did, he'll attack LA Knight and then it'll lead to a match at War Games. But apparently they want Cena versus Cody at War Games. So apparently this match is to make LA Knight become the guy that they want.
You mean like give him the light?
They're going to give him the rub to be the next like sort of John Cena-esque person.
John Cena / Roman Reigns, the face of the company.
So pretty much they're going to try and get LA Knight to be like the next Stone Cold, the next John Cena.
Let's be honest, LA Knight has already got that rub of the green. Everyone loves him. The crowd. Everyone wants it. It's like the Yes movement all over again, or the Kofi movement all over again.
Well, we know for a fact though that when he's done it, like when he's their version that they want, he'll get booed.
Oh yeah.
because they'll keep forcing them down, and we won't want it.
Everyone's neck. Just like for me, I can't stand Roman Reigns. Like that is so played out now. It's boring. Like
He's a
I
great
get that
athlete, and like the story was great, but then it's just like it's gone on too
it's gone
long.
way past the point where it was relevant.
The thing is, you could have ended it with Sammy at Chamber. You could have ended it at WrestleMania with Cody. You could have ended it at
Or
SummerSlam with Jay.
give it fucking Drew McIntyre
That
in Britain.
no,
That
no,
would have got the
in his
biggest pop.
home country. Remember?
It's not in Britain because he's from Scotland. We're from England.
Yeah, they said it was in his
And
home
and
country.
the castle in the clash in the castle were in fucking Wales, so it were in Britain. Let's just get things straight here, WWE. Learn your bloody geography. He was in Britain.
We're
He's from
technically
up
three
there,
different countries.
Scotland. We're from England, and you were fighting in Wales, so it wasn't his own bloody country at all. Bring that back down to earth. But they could have
Country
dropped
runs.
him. A little bit of a rant, yeah. They could have dropped him to Drew
They've had multiple times. They could have done it.
They could have done it with Sammy in his
Yeah.
hometown. They could have done it for Cody. But the Cody one was a bit rushed. In my opinion, it fell
It's
too
only
easy
because
to line
I
up.
think only because with him being injured, come back at the Rumble. It was like he wins the Rumble, and it's like, yes, you've been injured, but it's like we know you're gonna win because it's too soon. And it's like, why couldn't you like make him win the Money in the Bank and be like, right now I've got a better chance, but I'm gonna do it like Raw RVD and tell you when I'm gonna cash it in.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a better. Then he's like, now I can finish the story.
But it were too early in the build up for me. It were too.
Yeah.
They went with it. They pulled the trigger on Cody too early. But I also, like you said, I think the injury played a part.
Yeah, I think if he wasn't injured at all, he had the whole of 2022. It would have been the perfect time, and I think they would have done it. But it's the fact that obviously it was an accident, but it's just one of those things that happens, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. The injury cost the perfect story ending.
Yeah.
The injury cost him the perfect story ending, the perfect ending to the year he's had in wrestling with WWE. Because, let's be honest, if he didn't get injured, he would have gone on to have a right fucking good few matches, and then it would have been the big one. He would have won the title. That entire story where it's like, only reason why I've come back is to win this title, and you know what I mean? It would have been.
I came to the company, I had the potential, didn't get pushed, I got sacked, got given something I didn't want.
Yeah.
Come back. I'm like, and then now I've come back because the only thing I want to do is win the title. My dad technically won it. Boom. Sorted.
Yeah. And then he would have been more than happily, and everyone bought into that story as well. If you notice, the crowd responded to it very well. They were like, oh yeah, I'm drawn into this. And that's what they're lacking at the moment in WWE. I know I'm sounding like I'm just bitching and moaning about WWE. I'm not meaning to, but from growing up watching it week in, week out, and literally idolizing these folk, I don't think this generation of superstars are getting that idolization.
Well, it's like obviously because I'm rewatching it. Like I've 2001, everybody's being treated like a star. Billy Gunn, Rikishi, Val Venus, the people who weren't main eventers, but they were getting pushed as if they were main eventers, and it's like making everybody feel like it's like, oh my god,
we're a big company thing.
Yeah,
like you all felt like a family. You all felt like, oh my god, this is my favorite superstar now wrestling for this, and whereas they lost that, and it's just like they've gone into, as I call it, talk show mode.
Yeah.
Like you lose half the fans by just talking. I'm not saying you have to have non-stop wrestling all the time, but cut into it with a few promos here and there. Yeah, I get that. But wrestling's supposed to be about wrestling and the storytelling behind that feud.
Yeah, it's
Not
like sometimes like when like say something happened at the start of the Raw, you're like, oh well, oh, I wonder what happened. You found out at the end of the episode, and then it's like now you'll find out 1 week, and then you'll have to wait like 7 weeks, and you'll be like, oh
I
wait,
forgot about
what was
what
this?
happened then. What we're on about now? What's gone? Like it's like they've got ADHD. The start the project, forget totally all about it because someone else has mentioned something else, and they're like,
Hmm.
"Oh, there was something I was meant to do. Oh, we'll go back to that and do it again." It's like,
Yeah,
no, just build it into it. Anyway,
but
I'm
yeah, I
ranting.
think Cena and Knight are gonna win that one.
Can I just change this not to how we want to book wrestling? It's not how we want to book Fastlane. It's how we want to run WWE in general. I'm not doing Fastlane. Sorry, Louis. We changed it up. Um, in
We'll still
general,
talk about Fastlane, but we'll just
we'll talk about it, just not in length.
yeah.
In I can't spell general because I'm dyslexic. Gen E R A L. I'll just if that don't work, I don't care. There you go. WWE in general. Screw Fastlane. And on that note, 2 seconds. If you like what you're seeing, no one's here, but if you like what you're seeing, us just babbling on about how wrestling used to be, should be run, and how this should take feuds in the future, please don't forget to click like and all that malarkey. Follow us on his socials at bottom. Socials will be in the description below. Join us Facebook group, the 3D Death Drop. Other than that, let's just rant and rave about how we should be doing WWE. Let's not how we would book Fastlane, Royal Rumble. Let's just hash it out how we would book WWE in 2023 with no TV restrictions. And I don't mean there's got to be some TV restrictions. I'm not talking rated R superstar
Pillman.
in the middle of the ring sort of style segments. What I mean is have a bit of hardcore in there, have a bit of blood, that sort of style.
Pretty much don't have Pillman's got a three-lettered word item.
Yes, none of that shit. Just how wrestling used to be. No pro, not someone stood in the middle at ring for 10 minutes talking about what colour his knickers were the night before or some shit. Like, who cares? Just get on with the wrestling. We want a wrestling match. You know what I mean? Bit like our show. We're not bothered about what it's supposed to be. We're doing wrestling talk. Right. Anyway, I'll let you have a little rant. I need to just sort something out real
I'll
quick.
just go on to the next match since we've both done ours, obviously,
All right.
and then I'll do mine.
All right.
Right, so the next match, if I can figure it out, hang on. It is. The next match is the triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship, which is Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Ideally, I would love Io to win, and I believe that she will, because Asuka not being Asuka's great, but doesn't need it. Charlotte, just to me, is booked way too many times for a title match and doesn't need a title. So I personally would have Io Sky and keep damage control until a bit later. Break them up later. Don't keep teasing it. Like keep teasing it, but then don't like have it happen at Fastlane. Plant the seeds and then build it up slowly but surely, and then when it happens, it's like boom, massive. Um, Ideally, I would like Io to pin Charlotte to keep Asuka strong, because obviously the character Asuka Scott is, to me, really great. She came back at the Rumble with that character. Ever since then, she's been putting on great matches with Bianca. Obviously, Io last Friday. Um, but yeah, that's sort of how I would book that match. Um, we'll wait. Obviously, I'll do the next match while still waiting for Simon to come back. I know it's a bit quick, but I'm sorry. The next match is the LWO versus Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. So you've got Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and it's either going to be Joaquin Wilde or Cruz del Toro. Um, I would want the Street Profits and Lashley to win to build up their group, because the LWO has been been a group for quite a while. They don't need the massive win. Don't have Ray pinned, have someone else pinned. But no, I would put the Street Profits and Lashley over to keep them strong, so it doesn't look like the weak, and then keep sort of do like sort of Hurt Business thing, but this time Lashley is the leader, which he can prove that he can do it, because he did really well being the center of his group with the Hurt Business, and then now he can prove that he can do what MVP did by being the leader of his group. And then if possibly bring Carmelo to the main roster, have him help them. Carmelo faces. Hello.
Hello.
I've gone onto I've gone 2 matches down because We'll go back to
Uh,
you though.
which one are you on?
I went to I've done the women's.
All I'm gonna say is, if I were rebooking that, I wouldn't have Charlotte Flair nowhere near it. Let them two have a match. The top superstars. It's
I
gonna
said
be a
have Charlotte get
really.
pinned.
I just won't have her in there. Just why does she deserve the shot?
Yeah, that's legit
Other
what I
than
said
the
before.
name, other than the namesake being Flair, what's she actually done recently?
Who would you book to win?
I mean, for me personally, if I was going to run a rivalry, it would be Io to win, then
Mm,
Oscar. Io and Oscar have a massive feud until Rumble, and then swap.
yeah.
But you can have what's it?
Would
Uh,
would you do
damage
something with
control
damage
getting
control?
in. Yeah, I'd get them involved, and then have like,
It
I don't
backfire.
know. Yeah, pretty much like have it backfire a few times and let cracks form. You know
That
what I mean?
yeah, that's pretty much what I said. Like have them planting the seeds for the breakup, but don't do it at Fastlane.
Straight away.
Do it
Yeah,
later
don't do it.
on, leading to
Yeah,
Mania.
yeah. Let it build and build and build, and
Because
then
Io versus Bailey 1-on-1 at Mania,
it would be
it
good.
writes itself.
Mm. Plus, it'll be nice to see Bailey actually wrestling for once.
Yes.
You know, and be it on the big stage. I know, but the potential of that match is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, even. Um,
Phenomenon. Do,
do,
do, do,
do,
do, do.
do, but no, they were horrible back in the day, don't you remember? Yeah. I only remembered song and taste were just. But no, they could use that, but have Oscar interfere and cost
Yes.
Bailey. You know what I mean? and cost Bailey, and then have that feud again because they had a really good run in.
See, do you know what they could do as well? Like if they do like plant the seeds for that, they did it sort of with John Cena. So like have Io and Bailey like having go at each other while they're still while damage control's still a thing. Asuka
Mm.
comes out and says, "Hey, you're not gonna let her talk to you like that, are you?" And then plant like make them be like, "No, I'm not," and then they have a match, and
Yeah,
then you're
yeah,
like, "Oh no, I don't know, they're gonna implode." Both attack Asuka, continues it, and then they're like, "Haha, we're both on the same page." Then it's like, then when they do split, it'll be like, "Oh no, she was playing our all along."
yeah. See what I mean? Storytelling.
It's so like because you've got
Storytelling,
to
that's all it
you,
needs.
keep it consistent, but don't drag it.
Sorry, my dog's trying to get into the front room.
It's fine.
Could you just close that door again? I've got it. Right, go on. Keep it consistent, keep it storytelling, and
And
that's what
don't drag it along too long.
what's wrong with WWE.
Because if you
They're
if you
just
have if you have a story going on, but and then you're like right, so say you get told right 6 month right no sorry not 6 month that's way too long. Just say you get told 6
three
week
months,
rive, 3 month rivalry.
three
Don't
pay per views.
yeah
First one be a banger, second one be just as good as the first one but better, and then third one
the final
all
one has
hell,
to be the big payoff.
yeah, all hell breaks loose. It's the
Legit
best,
Cody Seth.
yeah, and the
And
best
then
outcome of
if
it.
you've got a rumble, then if you do like a rumble or you do a battle royal, and those two people who've had their rivalry are in the rumble or battle royal, have a segment where they're like,
In backstage,
I still don't forget what you did.
yeah,
A
yeah,
callback to it, and then there
enforcing
could
it,
be another rivalry in the future.
yeah,
And you're like,
enforcing it and bringing it up to remind you that they've had a decent running
because like
before.
it's like sort of like when like if Randy Orton, like if when Randy Orton's the face, he's like, oh now I'm teaming with John Cena. Literally like last year, you literally tried to like do all that stuff to him, and he's literally just forgiven you. I don't think so.
No, no, it's like
Like respect, fair enough, that's different. But like being like, I'll team with you out of respect because I respect you as a competitor, but I'm not teaming with you because I like you.
yeah, like Randy Orton for me, right? Randy Orton burnt most of his bridges within first few years of his being there,
Yeah,
becoming the legend
even he's
killer.
admitted that.
You know what I mean? He sort of like burnt all his bridges all at once, whereas you could have used that gimmick a bit later on in life, like
Yeah,
nowish, and then like when Edge returned, that although
yeah,
be it were COVID times and it wasn't in front of a live audience, it was brilliant to watch. The WrestleMania where they were fighting him back, it was
yeah.
just some phenomenal, fucking excellent work, storytelling, everything. It was like a callback to what it used to be.
See, that Mania was good. It was just weird because there was just no people, so it was just like you
Mm.
didn't get the genuine reaction. Like the whole like McIntyre winning the title as well.
Yeah, that I feel sorry for McIntyre. That's why I think they should have
He should have
dropped
won
the
at Clash
title at Clash to say
because it actually has a crowd this
you've
time.
got the crowd, you've got it, and it's in your own nations. We'll say not own country, but your own nations. Everyone's there to basically see you,
Yeah,
and you know you've brought this crowd in. Here's your opportunity. Here's your belts. Enjoy the moment, but once we're back in states, we'll have you fighting so and so, and you know, and using other up and coming wrestlers rather than just Roman Reigns
yeah,
or Usos or Bloodline or you know any of the Bloodline. Like when Kofi won the title, that was the biggest shock in wrestling. It was brilliant at the same time. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Because we were all behind him. We were like, yeah, let's Kofi. We want Kofi to win the title. We want him to be the champ. We should be voicing our opinion towards the new champion. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
for instance, this LA Knight currently, he's getting so much fucking love, and by even mainstream media's reporting on him, saying
like
how
fair
much of a
enough.
talent he is. You know what I
It's like
mean?
it's like obviously like everybody loves them, but like fair enough. Like you don't so don't push them to the moon like straight away. Like you think he's over
Build on it.
title match. Fair enough, you've got to build it up. That's fine, build it up, but don't drag it because then
Yeah,
it's just getting stale.
it's
It
gonna
gets
just
stale.
lose. They're gonna just lose momentum.
It just goes stale.
Like with the Kofi thing, I know I keep bringing it up, but with the Kofi thing, at least you knew he wasn't going to keep it forever,
Yeah,
and you knew he wasn't going to be defeating all these big fucking folk coming through the door to beat his ass every 2 minutes. Yeah, let him win a few matches, let him have it at least a month before dropping it. You know what I mean? Get him to the second pay per view and drop it if you want to do that.
yeah,
There were that storytelling. I can understand. I can get behind it. Like, and that's what they should do with LA Knight. Give him the opportunity. Let him win it. Although it's too big now because he's got two belts. It's now changed into the gold belt. It's like, mm, why? Why did you do that in first place? Why did you leave it
yeah,
so long? It's stale. It's boring. And the storyline just doesn't work no more. Even with this Usos, the bloodline match against Cena and LA Knight.
yeah. It's just like I said, the bloodline's just like we said, the bloodline's just gone on too long than what it should have.
Mm.
Right. Match
Anyway,
four.
yeah, I think
Well,
Io
your
Sky
four was
should
different
win
to
it.
my four.
Uh, the
My
next
match
one
four was
is
the LWO.
oh, you've got it as LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos
Yes.
Escobar,
So
and
pretty
either.
much, I was saying that Lashley Street Profits should go over because they're a new group. They need it more,
Mm,
and have them pin either Joaquin or Cruz to keep Ray
mm,
and Santos strong. And if you want, bring Kamala Hayes up, have him come
yeah,
out, debut, help them win, and then that's a 4-on-4 for War Games.
yeah, not a bad
It's a
shout.
4-on-4 for Survivor Series if they do War Games. Sorted, boom.
I'll give
Or
you
even like
that.
a 4-on-4 Survivor Series elimination tag. There you go.
I like that. I'll allow that one. That one I'll keep. It sounds better than what I would have gone with it. So yeah.
What would you have gone with?
No, no. I was just thinking you could have um, Zelina Vega intervene somehow,
Yeah,
and then Becky come running. Not Becky. Bianca, sorry, coming right down and intervening and kicking shit out of her sort of thing, and then that sets
yeah.
up another one.
Well, you can
But
still have
that's
that as
just me.
well.
That's just me, but how you've set it up, that's another direction you could also go with it.
So
So,
see, you could either go that direction where you do it like it's a mixed tag elimination, or you do the Carmelo and have the four men, the 4-on-4 men.
yeah, which is a better setup for War Games, which you want the
Because
bigger
like I said, you
setup.
can either
So,
do it in a War Games match, or you can do it in a normal Survivor Series elimination.
yeah.
Because either way, like that, the elimination wouldn't be in the groups because they'll all be facing different people, so they'll be getting hit by different stuff. So you can work that however you want, and then it can set up stuff for the next stuff that they do.
Or you could have that set up and then again have Bianca and Selena somewhere in there. Like,
Essentially, they could be like in the corners,
mm,
and
what
then
if
that
there's
can lead
bits
to,
involved?
and then yeah, and then that could lead to like an impromptu match between those two, 1-on-1.
Because I think that would be a good, good match. But would you push Becky? I keep calling her Becky. Would you push Bianca into that? because I know it's a fella, but would you put Jade in there?
What, Jade Cargill?
Hmm.
If you were going to, then who would you have on the other side of the LWO though, like female wise?
You've got Zelina Vega.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, oh, I get you now. Yeah, I was gonna say it just depends though, because I don't think uh, I would say
Or
Cargill would
would
probably
you
be better.
bring Bianca and Jade in as a women's tag on the Profit side and have Zelina Vega and Raquel?
Yeah, you
Maybe
could. Yeah,
you
because
could,
Raquel's got the heritage as well. So yeah, do that.
that could be another one, but it's just a theory, like throwing it out there. Would you waste her in and insert her straight away into the rivalry and put her in something like that, or would you try build her up so she can go through the strong women of Raquel, Rhea, and well, basically end up on Rhea?
Yeah, we'll see. Like a lot of
Um,
people, like when Jade obviously was in AW, they were like, oh, she's great, but she's not like sort of ring wise.
I think
And then
she's a great wrestler.
yeah,
Give her credit where credit's due. You know what I mean?
see,
She's worked her way through it
it's
all.
sort of like what they did with AJ Styles in a way. Like when he came, they had him in the they had him debut, but then they didn't give him a title match straight away because they thought, well, if we build him a little bit, and a little bit more, give him good profile matches, it works.
Mm.
That's the best way to do it. Then you build
But
into it.
WWE have sort of made Jade signing the biggest thing since sliced bread. They've put so
They've made it
much
so
shit
obvious,
out
yeah.
of there. They've put so much material like out there over this big signing.
So if it
So
fails,
what
it's gonna really
it's
be on
gonna
the bad
really
side.
be on like backsliding it. So would you? That's why I'm asking. Would you insert her straight away into a
But
feud or something like that?
if they're making a big deal, you would probably have her like confront Rhea or like so something with the Judgment Day, and then she confronts her about it.
And Rhea, yeah, but would you give her the title shot straight away?
No, I wouldn't give it. So you sort of so have her be like have her come out and then be like, right, I want the title. Somebody else could come behind and like attack her. Like Bianca could come out and attack her, set up
Or,
those two, and then once she gets rid of Bianca, stopping her, she can go for the title.
but I think Raquel needs a bigger push.
Yeah, she definitely does because she was great in NXT.
So why not have her attack her? Why not have her attack her from behind while she's confronting Rhea and be like, "Oh, is she part of the Judgment Day? She's thinking about joining, or you know what I mean?"
Yeah,
Like
and
her and
she
Liv
could just say
together
the
was
Jade.
brilliant, but then they screwed each other over when they did that tag team match against Ronda and Shayna.
Yeah, because
It
what she
just
could
did
do
not
is
work.
because Raquel could just turn around and say, "Oh, like the whole reason why she wasn't getting as big as she was because the stuff that Jade was doing outside was making her a bit more of a deal instead of her, so she wasn't getting the attention that she wanted." That's the
Mm,
it's like one of the lamest like sort of stories, but it works.
it definitely works, but
It works.
that's
You just need a
just
simple rivalry,
simple. Simple
like
with
jealousy. It
how
works.
big they've put Jade over, right? Someone like Raquel who's out of the shadows but still there,
Yeah,
like the still a big presence in the locker room, but she's not really getting that push. Someone like her deserves to start that rivalry and have it blow up with her. I know Jade's going to win in the end, but every match up until they finally meet, Raquel
yeah,
should come down and interrupt or just to get under her skin that bit more, or you know what I mean?
yeah,
But that's just me. That's my how I would book it. I book her in. I book Raquel more than I would Jade,
yeah,
like so to speak. But that's just because. She's been there longer. You need to work Jade into an angle where it'll all work for everyone.
Sort of a way to like sort of prove herself as well.
Yeah.
So
And
like
then the end goal is to have Rhea
it's
Ripley at
it's sort of
WrestleMania.
like Kevin Owens, like when he faced John Cena. When he beat John Cena on that night on his debut, it's like, oh my god, so he is he's been put. So they've made him win. They believe in him.
With the NXT Championship lauded over him, it was like,
Yeah,
wow.
especially being like, I don't want US title. I've got my NXT title.
Yeah.
This is
It was
more
like,
important to
wow.
me.
That makes a statement. So they need to do something. How would you book Jade currently? Because again, I want to point out WWE have made a massive, massive, massive thing about her signing for WWE.
Have her come in, have her like have profile matches with like seasoned veterans and that, and like big stars, and then sort of build it towards the title, and be like, right, I want the title. I'm going for that. That's my main goal at the end, like the whole Cody thing.
Mm.
Because it's the only way you can really do it. Like she's coming in from a
Would
private promotion.
would you though? Would you start her with NXT rivalry in NXT against Becky? Win that, try and move her in and get the other one from Io,
Mm.
and then on to Rhea as the big main top dog
Sorry.
event sort of thing. No. I know I'm boring. I'm just. If I don't discuss it with you, I've got no one to discuss it with because all my mates think,
But
oh,
no,
wrestling's fake.
it's like you would probably be better off, like say, start her off. I know. Obviously, you could start her off NXT, but you could just start her off in Raw. Have her do the whole rivalries, build it up, and that face Rhea, beat her, and then she can be like, right, like have a draft, goes to SmackDown, and she's like, and wins the title on SmackDown, and then like a couple of years later, she's like, you know what, the one title I don't have is that title. I'm coming. I want to go down for that title. Then you,
So,
then she's still a big star, and it elevates the up and coming talent at the same time.
so basically, do what they've done with Becky.
Yeah, they
Pardon
do it.
me. Basically, do what they've done with Becky and what they did with Mandy.
Yes,
I know we shouldn't talk about Mandy because she's not wrestling no more. But at the time
naughty
when
girl.
she went down to NXT, she brought that brand's title, made it worth something again.
Yeah,
I felt, whereas last time it felt anything like a real title was when Rhea Ripley had it before coming up.
I was gonna say I believe like for me it was like Shayna Baszler uh Shayna Baszler into Rhea, and
Yeah.
then after that like Io.
Mm,
Like the
yeah, I
only
get you, but
for Io going against Candice because it was such a good like building off each other. Great.
yeah, I suppose, yeah. But you've got to think I stopped watching to a certain point.
Yeah.
So I will admit it open heartedly. I stopped watching wrestling because it just got boring. The same crap week in, week out, pretty much like it is currently, but at least they're mixing it up slightly now.
By Raw not being the Judgment Day main event.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we've got one more last match left.
Yes, this one is
The Judgment Day.
the Judgment Day versus
Cody and Jay.
Cody and Jay. Random team in that.
The
I would have
Judgment Day's
preferred.
the Judgment Day is probably winning.
I would have preferred Judgment Day, Kevin Owens, Cody, and Sammy. Because there's three, isn't there? There's three Judgment Day
Yeah.
men against three random. But Sammy and KO are a good tag team anyway, and they
Yeah.
know each other. Plus, you've got that big name, big draw in Cody Rhodes. So
See, what I believe they're going to go for the story wise, they're going to have Jay sort of being a love triangle sort of thing with Dominic and Rhea
yeah, which is stupid.
because they've been teasing it on social media and that, and it's just like
It's
it's
stupid.
so. See, you're literally like, oh, Jay's gone from like with his cousin, left his cousin, main evented, going for the big title, had so much momentum, and it's like, oh, I tell you what, nah, I like her.
Yeah, turn around and no, it's
And
pointless.
it's just like no, like you literally had the momentum the night after
You
the
had
SmackDown after.
you had the respect from everyone. You had the draw potential draw value, and now you're just throwing it away for Rhea Ripley
Yeah,
sort of thing. Like I said, stupid
but yeah,
storyline.
I think Priest and Zayn are going to retain. Like either Judgment Day is going to come out and interrupt it, obviously, or like I think the rest of Judgment Day will come out. Kevin Owens and Sammy will come out, and it'll lead into like a massive brawl. It's going to lead to something with War Games because that's the look that's the way it looks like it's going to go anyways. JD McDonough
See,
will come out.
you could potentially, out of nowhere, throw in Sheamus and Brawling Brutes or whatever they're called.
I think they're gonna sort of rivalry with Gallus because that's what they did like on NXT recently. Bate
Right.
and Dunn had a match against them, and then Ridge Holland came out and made a save because apparently Sheamus isn't happy. But we'll talk. I'll talk more. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, we've had a comment.
No,
I've only just seen it, so I do apologise.
oh, it's Louis.
Oh, it's Louis.
Thanks, Louis.
Hi. That was 5 minutes ago, now it's gone. Okay.
Could have at least stayed.
I mean, could at least jump on and say hello, you know what I mean?
You're the host. Well,
Us from with
not
the
this one.
most. Well, technically, I'm host of tonight's, but from
Yes.
going forward, it'll be you.
Once I've got it figured out.
Um,
But
Well-
that'll come with time. So.
well, it's fairly simple. It's just Louis needs to actually explain it to you. You know,
I need to explain it in simple terms because I'm a simple person.
well, you said it, not me.
I know.
You must be simple because you support Celtic. Let's just get that one out there, right? That why Celtic?
Okay, FC Richmond.
Hey, at least I support a proper team.
Lead tassel.
That's it, man. That's it. Proper team led by Ted Lasso.
Right. So, is there any other matches that you can think that you would put on?
I just dropped Charlotte from the women's one. I'm sorry, but she does not deserve a fucking title shot. She right needs to move on. She needs to go to AEW. Make sure, and instead of using
Let's do a
the
trade.
dad's
She goes
fame,
to AEW. We get the Hardys and Edge and Christian back.
yeah, we'll do that. I'm more than happy. In fact, I'll pay for the fucking flight and transfer fee. I'll put a donation into GoFundMe, pay for that to happen. I'm telling you, just get her off a screen. She honestly, right? A wrestling talent isn't that good. It's not that great.
Right. She's great in the ring, yes, but it's the name value that pisses me off because it's like it's too much.
Didn't use the name Flair, right, and she won
If we
it,
didn't
and
know
then
that she was the daughter, they
and
wouldn't.
then come out and said, "Well, I'm the daughter of Ric Flair. That's why I'm so successful." Then you'll be like, "Ah, right. Well done. Fair play. At least you didn't use your dad's fame." But she came out from day one and be like, "Yeah, look at me. I'm Ric Flair's daughter," and that's
It's
why.
like Cody, but Cody's different because Cody isn't using his father's name to try and be him. He's done it on his own. Yes, he's used the surname, but that's because it's name.
Yes, but Cody's is
He's
a
made it his
total
own.
different. Cody's was a total different thing altogether. They threw him and the other two, Ted DiBiase's and whoever else it was, I forget who
Yeah.
one.
So Cody's
They
pretty much made a
threw them
name for
all.
himself.
They threw them all together from day one. You know what I mean? Randy Orton as well, the other one, wasn't it? Not
Mm.
Ted. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase's son. I can't think of his name. But they threw them together a bit early in the career and said, right, go make your name. They didn't quite pull it off. Cody then got some shite gimmicks and he was like, nah, I'm not happy with that. Left, thought he'll
Made
never
a name
wrestle
for
again.
himself. Come back.
Made a name for himself in AEW, made sure it was out there that he was pretending all this time that he hated WWE, like for not giving him a proper run or whatever. But in cahoots, he was with Vince. He were in Vince's back pocket and asking for permission to do this and that. I guarantee it. But that's just another theory for another day. But then he's come back, made his name, come back at a time in his career where he's thinking, yeah, I need to settle down in one place rather than constantly flying all over the world doing this and this and this. And because they wanted AEW to flourish on its own, which it has done, let's be honest.
Which is
it's
why
become a good.
he thought, well, I've done what I can there. Let's see what I can do after.
Yeah, and that's why he's come back. And I think, respect to him, he's gone out there and made his name for himself. And yeah, he may have needed his brother to get him over on AEW, and it was one of the best matches to date I think he's ever had. And it was with his brother, and it were in his dad's honour sort of thing.
But then that can prove that proved that Goldust can have great matches. Just WWE would just give him restricted time and restricted opponents.
Yeah, and restricted fucking visionary, and that's why I think they sort of learnt with Cody not to restrict them. That's why I think Bray got what he got. You know, license to flourish a bit more, let him run with a bit more. You know what I mean?
More creative control. It's like it's like when Matt came, like obviously Matt when he left to Impact, get his own creative control for the broken gimmick, worked. Came back to WWE and they wanted to do it, but they couldn't do the broken, so they sort of change it. But he was like, I want creative control because it's my character. I sort of created it.
And then
they said, right, we'll give you some creative control, but he wasn't allowed enough to do stuff.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be teaming with his brother, and he was like, well, I don't. Not in the horrible way. It's like my character was made without my brother. And it was made to sort of put him into it in that sort of sense.
It was made to make him be more of him because his brother at the time was going through a load of shit, wasn't
he? Yeah.
You know what I mean? It needed his brother to get right, and unfortunately it didn't work out that way. As we know, he went on to do what he did, and then he's now got the help and he's doing rather well, far as I'm aware. And I hope he does recover fully and get to at least wrestle again as he wanted to, if that makes sense. You know, like
back to on the same caliber.
Yeah, like how he used to be when he won that title in TNA, and he came out with his title design. I thought, wow, that's going to be one of one of the best titles I've ever seen. And then he went downhill because he went back to, old ways, shall I say.
The whole Victory Road thing.
Mm-hmm. But
the only other match I would have put on I would have put the Intercontinental title on. I would have put Gunter versus Ciampa at the pay-per-view.
Let's be honest, right? Gunther, he needs to be given a proper opportunity now. IC's built.
I've already told Louis my plan for that.
He's actually built the IC back to what it used to be. It's like worthy of a, challenging
Yeah,
for again, if that
I've
makes
already
sense.
run through my plan with Louis, like how they should book it.
We'll see how it pans out. Right,
Right?
you want Elsa?
I think that's it pretty much. We've covered all the matches. We've covered what we would put on and what we would change. I think that's it, really.
I think we'll just change everyone in command at WWE and let us do the storytelling. Let's be
Can we
truthful about it. Let's just give Triple
can
H
we do
full
it,
credit.
please?
Let's give Triple H some credit, right? When he took over the WrestleMania with the NXT
Yeah.
thing,
Well, he
I
made
thought,
NXT great, and then like NXT Black and Gold, fantastic. He's taken over proper WWE in last year. SummerSlam was fantastic. Every
mm,
pay per view onwards has been great to us. To it, like
to a
every
certain
match,
point, it's been good.
yeah. They haven't been like massive great, but like Clash, phenomenal. The atmosphere, the Gunter Sheamus match, Mania was a great Mania. Night one was fantastic. The Rumble was better than the last year's Rumble.
At least they had a couple of legends come back.
Yeah, and
You
not
know,
Shane McMahon.
like at least they could have done more in respects of bringing legends back or bringing older wrestlers back. In my opinion, it
It was just the fact how it was just pace as well. Like Shinsuke comes in number two, gets eliminated straight away,
yeah,
and
it just didn't make
it's not even
sense.
like by like a decent person. Like not trying to sound horrible, but like it's like he's won a Royal Rumble before. He should know how to survive longer than getting
2 seconds. It
quicker
were
than that.
amateur hour. It was like an amateur hour, just shoving him in and throwing him back out. It were a bit like when Brock entered and won it.
He
It's
literally
like
entered and just dominated everybody within 2 minutes, and it was just like, okay, just go in and end it now.
exactly. Whereas Rumble should be like, well, we saw it when Edge came back and when he came to ring and everyone's like, oh my god, Edge. And I just talking about it, right? I still get goosebumps of him returning for that Royal Rumble.
Mm.
And then him getting in ring and Christian's there. And you know what I mean? You need moments like that, what brings you back.
Yeah, because as soon as Christian's music hit, you were like, but then he hugged Christian. Then literally, then like legit like a month later,
That
Christian
was
went to
it.
AEW, and then you were
Yeah,
like, so you were like, oh my god, that was goodbye. It's like you were like they knew they knew, we they knew he was going. It was his final goodbye to Edge,
yeah.
and
In
then obviously like
WWE.
now they're in AEW.
And I think that's where WWE fucked up me. Honestly, I think soon as Edge came on again,
Mm.
like they should have tried to get Christian back, but
The
instead
thing
they
is,
kicked him out and let him go to
yeah.
AEW.
See, the thing is with Edge, they didn't let him do what he wanted. He wanted to do more than 10 matches a year. They only wanted him to do 10.
Mm.
He wanted more because
But you can see
he knew he could do more.
WWE's yeah, but you can see why WWE wanted to take it slow with him though.
Yeah,
You
I've
don't
said this
want to
before. Like,
risk him breaking his neck again.
yeah, like taking it slow, like big matches and that. Yeah, like building it up. But see, that's the thing with AEW. They'll just be like, right, if you feel all right, go have this match, have this guy, have this guy, have this guy. They hurt themselves, and you're like, well, we told you.
Yeah. Whereas now, right, as wrestling fans, our dream is to see Edge finish his career. I know
Yeah,
that sounds awful, but what I mean by that is, like, when Edge came out on that Raw and says, "Look, I've got to retire," and he genuinely like was heartbroken. We all felt it.
it was letting him end it on his own terms.
Yeah, that's where
But
you
then,
need it.
like, fair enough, he's in AEW, right? But then if he feels like he can still go, still go. Just make sure you're
Just
able to
make
end it how
sure,
you want.
yeah,
You don't do any stupid shite.
don't go. reliving glory days by doing the spot at TLC where you're spearing fucking Jeff Hardy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, Edge, please don't be in a stadium stampede. I know you're not watching this. Please don't be in a stadium stampede match and jump off the top of the stadium.
But you get where I'm coming from. Like, as wrestling fans, especially WWE, we've now seen him wrestle his last match, and it were against Sheamus, and it were a good match. Don't get me wrong, it were brilliant. But to finish his career with his best friend by his
Mm.
side, why didn't they do that at WWE? They've missed a massive opportunity there.
See, the thing as well, he was saying is because he's got more. He was seeing how much fun Christian was having because Christian's got creative control.
Mm,
WWE don't let you have creative control. They just say, right, this is what we're giving you. You have to say this, and it's like, yeah, but if my character does this, why would my character do this?
that's what I mean. They need to
Like,
give.
fair enough, fair enough. Like they're gonna they book your matches, they book your rivalries, they book who you face, they book everything else. But at least let you have like an option to like give that verdict, and then like give that opinion and be like, right, I think I should do this. I think I should. I think like if they say,
Especially,
right, you've got a promo against this guy, but like, right, what's the main points I'm gonna get across? This. Right. Say
and
them,
that,
do the promo how your character would do the promo. Boom, done. Boom.
especially with someone like Edge, like he's
Who
been in the
should need
business
creative?
for, he shouldn't need them. He should be given free reign.
Mm-hmm.
Same as Randy Orton, he don't need them. He should be given free reign, and
Well,
that's where he
it's like
worked
the Rock.
with. Well, yeah, when Rock
The,
comes
the
back,
Rock does it. He comes back. He says what he wants because he knows no matter what they'll get him back because he's a draw.
and to me, Edge is a draw.
Yeah, because it's
I were
Edge.
excited to watch wrestling again because of Edge. I know that sounds really daft, but as a 30-year-old man or 30-plus-year-old man, wanting to physically sit down and watch wrestling week in, week out because one of the main characters of your youth has come back,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'll watch that. You know what I mean? But then they didn't give him free reign. It's like, hold on, come on. Yeah, he got injured. Yeah, he were out for a bit. But it's against Randy Orton. That were classic.
Mm-hmm.
In front of the crowd. Could you imagine how good that would have been?
At least he got to compete in another main event at Mania, though. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, but it's like
They could have done more. Let's say
they
that.
could have they could have literally rolled out a red carpet for the guy. He's come back 9 years after an injury like that. 9 years it took him to come back fully as a wrestler.
Mm.
Give him what he wants. Let him do what he wants.
It's sort of like Kurt Angle, like his
Within
retirement
reason.
match. Kurt Angle's retirement match was Baron Corbin. Didn't want Baron Corbin. He wanted John Cena because it was the first person that John Cena had faced. He'd helped to make Cena, and he was like, "Well, let me have him because he's sort of one of my biggest rivals." Yeah, you can have him next year because you got to finish this thing with Corbin. Why not have the Corbin thing at the pay per view beforehand, or on the go home Raw? Sort of plant the seed for Cena because Cena was there either way.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be a 5-star match. Just be like have a decent match, and then you've got Cena face Angle again.
Let him finish how he wanted to finish, and that's where WWE has crossed the line and let him go. Like
Yeah.
for me to watch Edge as a competitor now, it's like, wow, he's still doing it. He's still able to do it after getting told. The emotion, what I felt when he came out. I know it sounds really stupid, but the emotion, what I felt when he came out at Royal Rumble, and for that first time, you just think, when you heard you think you know me. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? What? Edge is back.
I was
Wait,
like that
what?
at the watch along. I was like,
You know what I mean? I'm like, wait, what? Just what? And I'm still
right.
blown by it. You know what I mean? And to let him just go and fizzle out like he did, it's like, no, you should have let him have free reign, should have let him do what he wanted. Let him
Yeah.
finish his career with WWE where it started, where he got his fame, where he practically ended his career for 9 years. Same with Paige as well. Paige shouldn't have
Yeah.
gone to AEW. They're your rival show. It's like, what are you doing? Just let them finish out their career. Different circumstances for Paige. Paige, with this old background of what happened, and
Yeah.
she wanted to get out of there. I can fully understand that. You know what I mean? And not wrestle for a bit and clearance, but bring her back in the Rumble. That's, you know what I mean?
Mm.
That's the perfect time to bring these people back, the Rumble. But now he's gone to AEW. He's got Christian by his side, his best friend. They're making a rivalry out of it, which I think we'll see how that goes. But I think they'll work it perfectly. Best of mates. They know what they're doing, don't they? You know what I mean? Let's be honest. But they should have done that on WWE. They had the podcast on there. They had them, they were both in the Rumble together. Should have finished it how they started it, as best of friends on WWE. Hall of Fame. At end it, bang them in. You know what I mean? Would have been perfect.
Right. Well, I think on that note, we should.
Yes, I was going to say that. Right, I just need to find out to shut this down because we're on the wrong.
Yeah, so on that note, chin up, tits
out,
and watch for the shoe.
And watch for the shoe. Oi!
It's been a very enjoyable stream, even though we've just ranted majority of the time instead.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's how
it's
we would have
just been basically. It's basically how we wanted it. How we wanted to book wrestling.
Next week is going to be SummerSlam 1992.
Ooh. Is that the...
From Wembley.
I was going to say, is that the Wembley one?
Yes. So I will be doing unless we are going to be watching it at the same time. I will be watching it beforehand because it depends who's on. But we can talk about that in the chat.
I reckon it'll be me and you again because no one else wants to fucking do these shows.
I was going to say because I think it's me, you, and Tommy or Connor.
Me, you, and Connor. Tommy's in school, isn't he?
Connor will probably have refereeing.
But we'll see.
If he's on the thing tomorrow, we'll speak to him tomorrow about it.
Well, we'll see. It don't help, right? That we're 7 hours behind, in front of them.
Yeah.
Or 6 hours. Like, thing is, only just finishing school now, whereas we finished school like hours and hours ago.
Yeah. So then, if it is me and you, if it's just me and you, we'll watch it together.
I'm down for that. You're going to put it on.
That's what sharing, I would prefer. Right? I would prefer to.
I'm down for that, but it might get demonetized.
Oh yeah, we'll have to sort that out with Mr. Fun Wrestling.
Mr. Ajax, I forget. Anya Axe's lover or something. I don't know his name. Right, so.
Right, anyways.
Ciao for now, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that malarkey. And see you tomorrow. Bye. Mm-mm.